Good morning, I'm meteorologist Jeff Gerber. Welcome to our stream. It's going to last about 10 minutes. We're going to talk about the weather out there for the next several days, actually next 7 to be exact. We'll see a nice warm up, it looks like, towards the end of the week, and then we'll see another weather system move through. It looks like late Sunday into Monday. This one will not bring us much colder air like we saw with this last cold front, but it will bring us hopefully some rain. We got our fingers crossed for that. And besides that, we'll be taking a look at just generally what's going on out there for this afternoon. Here's the rest of your day forecast. Temperatures out there into the lower 60s right now. We'll work our way up into the upper 60s for later on this afternoon, up around 68, 69, maybe a few places hit 70 today. We'll be back into the lower 60s at 6 o'clock, and then by 10 o'clock we'll see temperatures dropping off into the upper 50s. We're expecting lows tonight only in the 50s thanks to south winds, a little bit of cloud cover. So we will not be close to the freezing mark for tonight. So if you have those plants that maybe you had covered up last night, you can probably uncover them because I don't see any freezing temperatures over the next several days. Outside, all we're dealing with right now is just blue skies. You're going to see these blue skies across southeast Texas, southwest Louisiana today. Like I said, maybe a few clouds tonight, and then tomorrow we'll go back to some mostly sunny skies. But there is the view towards Orange, and here's the view of downtown Beaumont, or at least the port of Beaumont, which is right off downtown. Our camera there at Packer the Prey, looking at some of those ships out there into the port of Beaumont. Roofing 911 Live Skycam Network currently showing temperatures in the middle 60s right now at about 64. Humidity still not bad, 50% there, and we're seeing those south winds starting to kick in today out of the south-southeast, anywhere between, say, I would say 2 and 7 miles per hour. And as far as that 1/100th of an inch of rain, I don't think we saw too much of that since midnight. I think that's just maybe a little moisture trapped in the rain gauge there. But as we head over towards our 12 News studio, right outside our studio, I-10 there showing not too much traffic. Looks like it's going pretty smoothly. So heading out to lunch for the lunch hour, I think you'll be just fine. Don't see any backups or anything like that, at least outside our studio here. This camera brought to you by Mid-County Plumbing. And definitely nothing but blue skies. Don't see any clouds there. And that's what we're going to see on all the sky cams, basically. Just some blue skies out there as high pressure behind that cold front that went through the other day continues to keep us nice and quiet. Cold this morning. We were seeing numbers down around the freezing mark here in the Triangle, and we were below the freezing mark in a couple places up towards Jasper. Dipped down into the upper 20s this morning, and about 30 degrees in Kirbyville. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam Network over in Lake Charles. We're looking at the port of Lake Charles, or at least part of the port of Lake Charles. And then across the way there, you can see Lake Charles itself. And then you can see the city of Lake Charles. So port of Lake Charles, this little blue strip here is the lake. And then there's downtown Lake Charles right over there on the other side of the lake. And some days you can't even see to the port with some of the cloud cover and things like that. So it's nice to be able to see all the way off and towards the horizon over towards Lake Charles for this morning. And then we'll take a look up towards, looks like Jasper. We're a little windy. You can see the breeze blowing around the leaves a little bit there in Jasper. This camera brought to you by Provalis, part of the Roofing 911 Live Skycam Network. Here are current temperatures, and we're into the 60s across the entire area. 62 right now in Woodville, also Kirbyville, 63 in Jasper, Orange showing 63. 64 right now in Silsbee, and 65 as you head down here to Beaumont, and also Port Arthur showing temperatures in the middle 60s. Right at 60s toward DeQuincy and Lake Charles, and then we're looking at 62 in Huntsville, 64 in Conroe, and Houston currently at about 65. Very quiet, high pressure off towards our east. That's kicking in those southeast to south winds today, so that's why we'll see the nice warm up, a good about 10 degrees warmer than we were yesterday, or pretty close to that. And about the only thing going on is some high clouds kind of drifting through the Midwest. Nothing really across the state of Texas. Very quiet across the Lone Star State, which is considering it's over 800 miles from one end to the other. Yeah, not much going on. High pressure really keeping things nice and quiet out there. As we look at the rest of the country, we have some active weather coming through the Great Lakes. Places like Chicago yesterday got a good dose of some snow. Eastern parts of Tennessee around Gatlinburg got a good dose of some snow. Quiet today, but you can still see some lake effect coming in through Pennsylvania, upper New York State, seeing some lake effect snow out there for this morning. and the storm system you can see kind of wrapped up through parts of New England, still bringing a little bit of precipitation there, and it looks like maybe a little bit of lake effect snow up through parts of northern Michigan, up into the UP of Michigan. As we look out west, not much going on right now, but there are an approaching storm system that could bring them some precipitation. Looks like towards the west coast as we head towards maybe tomorrow into your Thursday. But right now, pretty quiet across the Rocky Mountain states. Not much going on as far as any wet weather or anything like that, and the Midwest as well. Pretty quiet out there with just a few high clouds here and there. All right, let's look at our futurecast for today. We start off into the upper 60s this afternoon, and then we'll fall back into the lower 60s to start your evening, 50s by late in the evening, and then overnight, like I said, not even close to the freezing mark. We're going to be there into the lower to middle 50s as we head towards tomorrow morning with some partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow we'll go mostly sunny, and look at those temperatures climbing up into the upper 70s, right around 80 degrees for tomorrow. Should be a nice afternoon, pretty comfortable. Humidity levels continuing to grow a little bit across the area thanks to those south winds coming in off the Gulf. And we'll see that chance of rain possibly, like I said, maybe late in the weekend. We'll show you that in our 7-day. Our choppy conditions on the inland lakes and bays and our coastal marine forecast. No advisories out there. Southeasterly winds at 5 to 15. Kicks our seas up to about 1 to 2 feet along the coast. Next high tide is not until later on tonight, 10:41. So it's going to be a late one. And our sun sets at 5:23. Texas Point right now, south and southeasterly winds at 15 with gusts to 17. And water temperatures actually falling back down into the upper 60s. We'll see that come up a little bit as we'll see some warmer days ahead. All right, our forecast for today, we're calling for lots of sunshine, south winds at 5 to 10, and we'll go anywhere from about 67 to 69. Might throw in a few 70s here and there, but a lot better afternoon if you'd like some warmer temperatures than yesterday. Yesterday, officially out the airport, Jack Brooks Regional Airport down there in Port Arthur, we got to about 61. Most of the area, though, stayed in the upper 50s. So today will be a nice, say, 9 to 10 degree warm up from what we got to yesterday. And then tonight's forecast, staying in the 50s, might see a few upper 40s, places like Burkeville, maybe even Jasper or Newton down to 49, but real close to 50 degrees. Then we'll see those lower 50s through inland southeast Texas. And in the triangle here for tonight, we're looking at some middle 50s. So if you've covered up some of those plants, things like that, or brought them in, you can put them back outside. I don't see temperatures even getting close to the 30s or 40s, let alone any freezing temperatures as we go all the way through the early part of next week. So the rest of this week into Monday of next week, we'll see numbers generally in the 50s and 60s as far as overnight lows. And you can show you that here in our 7-day. You notice that cold temperatures out there this morning. And then look at that, 50s and 60s all the way through Monday of next week as far as overnight lows. So we'll be actually above normal, a normal low this time of year, right in the middle 50s. So we'll be close to that tomorrow morning and then above that as we go through the next 7 days. As far as temperatures, 68 today, 79, maybe 80 tomorrow, and we'll see those 80s all the way through Saturday and maybe even Sunday before our next weather system gets here. And we'll be dry, nothing as far as any rain Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. And we'll see a small chance of some rain Sunday, but we have coming in as an upper level low. That's going to slowly move across the state. Yesterday we thought that it would be Saturday into Sunday as far as the wet weather with this low. Today it looks like computer models showing this is going to go even slower, so we go Sunday into Monday as far as the wet weather. We'll go 20% for late on Sunday, and then about a 40% chance for some rain of scattered showers and things like that on Monday, with temperatures coming down a little bit into the 70s. Now, this could change. We have with upper level low. The old saying is upper level low, weatherman's woe, because these things speed up or slow down. Kind of hard to track them because a lot of times they get cut off from the main flow. So we could adjust this forecast back and forth here over the next few days. It might start to pick up speed, come in a little earlier, or maybe come in a little bit later than Monday. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, this was what computer models are showing over the next 7 days. So I guess most of the weekend looks dry, but maybe to start